Are you tired of feeling trapped in an unhealthy and toxic relationship with your narcissistic mother? It can be incredibly hurtful to experience constant criticism, manipulation, and emotional abuse at the hands of someone who is supposed to love and support you. Narcissistic mothers often develop an enmeshed relationship with their sons, grooming them to become a replacement in a form of emotional incest. But even with this close relationship, they can still say some of the most devastating things to their sons. In this video, we will explore the most commonly hurtful statements made by a narcissistic mother towards her son. So, let's get started. Number 1. You made that up, or you imagined it because that didn't happen. This is a great example of narcissistic gaslighting. A narcissistic mother will say this kind of thing to her son in order to make him doubt his own interpretation of reality. To get it right, he will need his narcissistic mother to recount what happened and what it means. If she can cause her son to doubt himself, she can ensure he will stay close to her to understand the world around him. Number 2. I've done so much for you, and you just take me for granted. This kind of thing has two important effects on a narcissistic mother's son. First, it reminds him of how important she is in his life. She is reiterating how much she has done for him. The second thing it does is accuse him of mistreating her. Of course, he likely doesn't see it that way, but she has sowed the seeds of doubt in his mind about his own interpretations. He is chastised for not being good enough to her. Of course, he will never be good enough, no matter what he does, but he can't see that truth. He is blinded by his mother's toxic gaslighting and other forms of emotional abuse. Number 3. I wish you were more like, and then she gives another person's name. They're such a great son. This is designed to make her son feel jealous that she thinks someone else is better than he is, but it's also designed to undermine his relationship with that person. It makes her son feel insecure about his relationship with his mother and his own abilities. A narcissistic mother doesn't want her son to be able to trust anyone other than herself. She will do almost anything to undermine his relationships. It makes him more dependent on her than ever before. Number 4. Oh, just get over it, will you? This statement minimizes and invalidates her son's feelings. He is being told in a sense that he's too sensitive and needs to get over it. It also makes him doubt his own responses. He comes to think that perhaps he is being too sensitive. The more unsure he becomes, the more he has to depend on his mother. Number 5. Don't even try. You won't be able to do it. This is another statement designed to undermine her son's confidence. It prevents him from trying new things, something his mother sees as threatening. She doesn't want him to gain confidence and think he can leave her. She wants him to need her for absolutely everything he needs or tries to do. Number 6. You only think about yourself. You never think about my needs. This is another way of saying that you are not enough. You never do enough for me, and you aren't thinking enough about me. It is designed to refocus his attention on his narcissistic mother. To think about anyone else is defined as selfish. It is another form of gaslighting designed to make the son of a narcissistic mother doubt his own perceptions. Number 7. I'm so tired of taking care of you. You never give anything back. There are 3 effects when a narcissistic mother says something like this. The first is that it makes her son doubt his abilities. She is implying that he can't take care of himself. She wants to undermine his self-confidence. The second thing it does is make him doubt his own compassion and kindness. It's a form of gaslighting whereby she makes him feel like he hasn't done anything for her, when he likely has catered to her needs his whole life. Finally, it sends the message that no matter what you do, it will never be enough. You are not enough. Number 8. Nobody likes a fat boy. You need to lose weight. This is clearly designed to undercut her son's self-confidence. She's body-shaming him to make him further doubt himself. It's another form of control. Your narcissistic mother is placing herself in the position of judge and jury. And guess what? Her son isn't good enough. Number 9. You think you're so smart. You're not that clever. This is another way to undermine her son's self-confidence and let him know he's not enough. It's also a way to let him know how much he needs her. She's effectively saying that you need me because you're dumb. It's an insidiously destructive thing to do. Number 10. You're lucky you have me to help you. I don't know what you would do without me. This is a blatant statement by a narcissistic mother that emphasizes her importance in the life of her son. It reflects her fears that he might abandon her at some point in his life. She's reiterating how much he needs her in his life as opposed to the other way around. In reality, she needs him more, but she could never let him know that. Number 11. You're too sensitive. You need to toughen up. This is another form of gaslighting. She is letting her son know that anything she says that he interprets as offensive is really just the result of his overly sensitive nature. It's a way for her to dismiss any interpretation he makes that suggests she is anything less than a perfect mother. It puts the onus on him to improve himself, as opposed to her having done anything wrong. Number 12. If you would have done what I said, you would have succeeded. Again, a narcissistic mother will want to reiterate how much her son needs her in his life. She doesn't want him to think he can be independent. While a healthy mother would be proud of her son's growing independence, a narcissistic mother fears it. She knows she will ultimately lose control, and she fears he will abandon her. Number 13. You're always so slow. Is there something wrong with you? This is said to make her son feel as though he is stupid or inept. It's yet another way to undermine his self-confidence and make him feel insignificant. He will grow up thinking there is something wrong with him, and that will poison his adult relationships. Number 14. That sport or activity is for more able-bodied kids. There is almost nothing more detrimental to a young man's confidence than to attack his physical prowess. This is yet another way that a narcissistic mother is working to undermine the self-confidence of her son. It's an effective tool for making him feel incompetent. It will not only keep him from doing things in the present, but it will also undermine his desire to try new things in the future. Number 15. You don't care about what I do for you. You need to be more grateful. No matter what you do for a narcissist, it will never be enough. You will never hear a narcissistic mother say, "Thank you for everything you do for me. I'm so lucky to have you." Narcissists always want you to do more because they see other people, especially their children, as extensions of their own identity, and they expect them to do even more. Number 16. That relationship will never work. She's not right for you. This is an example of how a narcissistic mother will try to undermine her son's relationship with any romantic partner. She doesn't want him to find someone who will support him. That person might, after all, encourage him to break free from her. She doesn't want him to be independent, and she will undermine any relationship that threatens to take him away from her. And number 17. Do it your way, and then I'll fix it. Narcissistic mothers can almost never compliment the job one of their children has done. They always have to reiterate how they could have helped or done better. It's how they try to prop up their own self-esteem while simultaneously tearing down their child's self-worth. The truth is, she needs her son more than he needs her. In the end, narcissistic mothers say terrible things to their children that are designed to emotionally wound them. They are often successful in that regard, and when that happens, They use the triggers created by those wounds to further manipulate their own children. A narcissistic mother doesn't want her children to be independent, and they certainly don't want them to outshine her. She doesn't care about the damage she's doing because she has no empathy. But you don't have to let her use your emotional triggers to abuse you anymore. You can identify, diffuse, and heal them to prevent her or any other toxic person from pushing your buttons in the future. I have created a 5-step roadmap to heal emotional triggers to help you do just that. It's a free guide that provides a step-by-step blueprint for identifying your triggers and ultimately healing them. If you would like a copy of this handy guide, simply click on the link provided below the video, and it will be promptly sent to your email inbox. Thanks for watching.